Brilliance Audio presents Crackerjack by Peter Church, performed by Peter Noble. At the Sea Point Gymnasium in Cape Town, Daniel Fleur's trainers struck the treadmill mat in an even rhythm. His left arm was enclosed in a cast. Perspiration dripped off his chin and trickled down his vest. The diagnostics on the treadmill showed he was halfway through a 20-minute session. He would much rather be riding his Rush 29 on the mountain, if he still had it. 7 weeks ago, as he descended the dirt track from the King's blockhouse, 3 muggers jumped him, pushed him off his bike, and over the edge, a 2-meter fall. When they came for his cell and GoPro, he hooked one bandit with a piece of broken tree stump. Could not argue with the other guy's handgun. He tapped the acceleration lever with his right hand and increased the speed by 0.5 point. In the background, a vacuum cleaner whirred, weights clanged, and music, barely distinguishable as Rihanna, thumped from club speakers. A shiny railing separated the gym floor from a drop into a shallow swim pool. A woman dived in, a blue cap with dolphins written on it, cut through the water like she was propelled by a motor. The muggers took his bike, his cell, his gear, his helmet with the GoPro, left him to walk barefoot down the contour path in his underpants. There was a moment when one bandit seemed likely to stab him, so walking away had some upside. He closed his eyes. He did not have to imagine the bikejackers stashing his rush in a ravine, or the trio making their way down the mountain smoking weed and laughing. A 3G SIM card in the adapted GoPro on his helmet automatically streamed its output to the server at his home. His left calf muscle tightened, and he opened his eyes. Down below, the swimmer reached the wall, folded forward, and tumbled over. Within 24 hours of the attack, all 3 muggers were in custody, but the bike was gone. Somehow there is always a 4th. Salt from sweat running down his legs stung the red, blue, and violet cuts and bruises. He checked his display, 3/4 done. Tucked in the well alongside the screen of the treadmill, his cell phone beeped. He leaned forward and tapped the phone's screen. 2 missed calls from the same unidentified number. He ignored the calls and placed the cell back on top of his car keys and RSA identity card. Daniel Fleur was 32 years old, a 1/4 inch short of 6 feet, and a little too lean. He had the slim, artistic hands of a piano player or a surgeon. His ID photograph identified him as having a light brown complexion, with kind blue eyes, relaxed mouth, a sprinkling of freckles on his nose, and medium-length brown hair. He appeared friendly, approachable, though the eyes seemed focused on a faraway object and suggested thoughtfulness, possibly remoteness, at odds with his outward appeal. By 9:30, the traffic in the gym had thinned. The swimmer in the pool was still going up and down, swallowing chlorine and frazzling her mind with repetition. A woman stepped off the treadmill to his left. He sensed her attention, but did not look about. Gym was a space he resented, from the swipe of the card and the phony welcome to the stale bodies, mirrors and mechanical clanking, damp people hoping to improve their physical appearance. Members toiled in claustrophobic sweat halls when they lived in a city of sunshine and fresh air, a mountain to climb 5 minutes from the city centre. But gym was a safe place. That made sense to him. It provided a sense of belonging, of being in the company of others without having to maintain friendships. He had read that on someone's blog. Maintaining his stride and balance, he toweled his face again and allowed his eyes to navigate the outer perimeter of the space, noting with satisfaction that the cameras he'd installed before the gym opened were invisible. An elderly man mounted the treadmill alongside. His personal trainer, in a black tracksuit, sauntered around the front of the machine and slouched against the railing. The trainer was built like a railway sleeper, short blonde hair, a ruddy complexion, and arrogant jaw. His name tag said Kevin. He pulled on the zipper of his tracksuit top. Up and down. Zip, zip.